So today I have a very sweet treat for you. I recently heard about this company, Wink, that makes guilt-free ice cream, gluten-free, vegan, dairy-free, egg-free, nut-free, soy-free, sugar-free. I believe every pint is only 100 calories. It's actually funny because I discovered them on Instagram and I made a note to myself to remember that at some point I wanted to buy some Wink ice cream and try it. Not long after, we get this insulated package and my mom's like, oh yeah, I found this company that makes this ice cream that's supposed to be like guilt-free, and I decided to get the sampler with all 12 flavors. And what do you know? It's Wink. I'm gonna do them in alphabetical order, starting with Choco Mint. These have been sitting out for about 10 minutes or so. They need to soften. Here is Choco Mint. I can smell the mint already. Okay, here we go. It's definitely a chocolate mint flavor, a lot of mint, which is good. It's what I thought it would be because it's very smooth. One thing I was worried about is that I like some kind of topping in my ice cream. I'm not really just like a smooth dessert, like I like it chunky, crunchy, all that good stuff. Obviously being soy-free, dairy-free, all that stuff. It's not gonna taste exactly like real milk, of course. It's gonna have some sort of aftertaste. I've tried, I want to say it's called like Arctic Zero before, and it tasted like a protein shake, which I did not like. This one isn't that bad, especially when I took the second bite. The chocolate mint flavor really built up on my taste buds. We're on to cake batter. So once again, it's smooth. There's nothing in it, which isn't bad, but it's not something I would prefer. I don't think it tastes exactly like cake, but it definitely has a type of vanilla flavor. It's hard because I don't really have something to compare it to. I never eat cake batter flavored things. There's definitely a vanilla aspect to it, is what I can tell you. Moving on to cinnamon bun. Get it right in there. It does taste cinnamony. I would say it definitely tastes like a cinnamon bun. This has a different texture even from the Ben & Jerry's dairy-free ice cream. Texture's different and it's smoother. Ben & Jerry's has mix-ins in their cinnamon bun ice cream. But if you like really smooth ice cream that isn't super creamy, that's not something you're gonna get with these. It's definitely a lot icier than it is creamy. Next up is cocoa dough, which I'm very excited about because any form of cookie dough ice cream is something I need in my life. So I have high hopes for this one. Ooh, I like it. It smells like dark chocolate. The one thing about this is that it's smooth. There's no actual dough in it. You know how I said that these ice creams are more icy than creamy? This tastes like a fudgesicle. Chocolate and ice. Frozen chocolate. Not really any milk at all. Of all the flavors, I feel like that description is the most spot on. Next up is dark chocolate. This is my favorite form of chocolate, so I have high expectations. Ooh. Smells like rich dark chocolate. You can tell by the way it goes on the spoon that it's icy. There's a close look at what it looks like. That's actually a really good dark chocolate flavor. I'm surprised because of the iciness. I was scared that it was going to be watered down. That's one of the problems I've had with healthy ice creams before, is it either tastes super healthy, like the other one I was talking about, a protein shake, which isn't appetizing. Like, it just has that taste of like a powdery drink. It's not something you would choose to drink. Or ice creams have basically nothing in them and it tastes like water. You don't get the flavor. I'm pleasantly surprised. Lemon cake. I don't really eat fruit flavored ice creams or sorbets, so I'm very interested to see how this tastes. It's not yellow, it's actually more like a pumpkin ice cream type of color. It smells like cake. If I'm not mistaken, hold on, here is cake batter. I was gonna compare which one smelled more like cake, but now I'm smelling this one, it smells like cake, and this one now smells like nothing, but before it smelled like cake. Okay, I got closer. Okay, both definitely smell like cake. This one's more subtle, but it's still there. Not as lemony as I thought it would be. You know what's funny? I said that it looked almost like a pumpkin ice cream. I don't know if I just put that in my own head or if that's actually what it tastes like, because it's not like a strong pumpkin flavor, but for some reason that's what the flavor's reminding me of. This isn't going to be a perfect comparison because this is pumpkin spice latte. It's not straight pumpkin, so there will probably be a little bit of a coffee flavor. We'll see though. At least I can compare it a little bit. Oh, it's more of a latte color. Not what I was expecting. Let's see how it smells. I'm smelling a little bit of coffee. It's not strong. More like a latte, which is not watered down, but milked down. You know what I mean. That's a big icy chunk. Don't really get the coffee when I taste it. I do get the pumpkin spice. There is an aftertaste. Actually, this is one of the ones that probably has the strongest aftertaste. That time was a little better in terms of the aftertaste. Not as strong, a lot more pumpkin-y. The pumpkin spice builds the more you eat it. Salted caramel, which I'm very excited about. I love salty, sweet flavor combinations. This is another one that I have high hopes for. Oh, it's another sort of latte color. A good, oops, good spoonful. How strange. This one tastes like coffee. Isn't that funny? Lemon cake tasted like pumpkin. The pumpkin spice latte tasted like pumpkin spice with no latte. And salted caramel tastes like coffee. It's good, but I have no idea where the salted caramel comes in. S'mores. Smells like dark chocolate, which, as we've learned, I'm all about. This one definitely tastes like chocolate. I don't know if this tastes like s'mores though, because I mostly get just the chocolate. The more you eat it, it's like there is more in there, but it's not necessarily distinguishable. It's really good chocolate. Not complaining, but does it taste like s'mores? No. Next up is strawberry. Oh wow, I was actually expecting more of a pink color. A little more artificial, like a strawberry flavoring. Like a strawberry gum? Or maybe even more like those candies wrapped in that packaging that looks like a strawberry that everyone's grandma had. Not digging this at all. This is probably one of my least favorites of the bunch. The taste is just like the smell. It's more artificial strawberry. It's like along the lines of strawberry, but not quite in the ballpark. It's like in the parking lot in the very back spot. And this one has the strongest aftertaste. Next up, we have strawberry cheesecake. Maybe this one will taste a little more like strawberry. That one's a little warmer in color, a little more like a dirty rose pink, but still a little more pink than the last one. Oh, I smell the cheesecake. I don't really taste the strawberry. If anything, I get a slight hint of it, and it's the same artificial flavor as the strawberry. The stronger flavor is definitely the cheesecake. However, it's what you would expect of a cheesecake flavor with no dairy. The creaminess is really what makes cheesecake and cheesecake flavoring, so I think that really hurts this flavor. If you're doing ice cream that's as allergen-free and health-friendly, you have to consider the type of flavors you're creating and if you should be creating them at all. Like, is it gonna work? I just don't think for this product, cheesecake works. And apparently neither does strawberry, even though you would think a fruit would work really well. Yeah, this one isn't my favorite either. It's not terrible, but out of all the flavors, strawberry and this one are definitely at the bottom of the list. Not ones that I would reach for again. Vanilla bean. See what it looks like inside. That is actually very promising. You can see the little specks from the inside of a vanilla bean. It definitely smells in the ballpark of vanilla, similar to the cheesecake ice cream. One last time, let's dig in. Oh, that's a lot. This definitely has a vanilla flavor to it, specifically vanilla bean. It's not really bad. I would say it's better than the cheesecake. It definitely tastes more like vanilla bean to me than the cheesecake tasted like cheesecake to me. There is an aftertaste, which I usually expect, especially in something as plain as vanilla. It's a plain flavor. It's a good canvas for other things. So when you're using alternative ingredients, things that you may not necessarily be used to tasting, the aftertaste, it's gonna hit you hard. Because this company does what it does, I understand that mix-ins would be very hard. One thing that would be really cool to see is because they've started making cookies, they could eventually use those as a mix-in, do a cookie dough flavor, or even a cookie flavor where you have actual chunks of cookie inside. That might be something to try in the future, something I'd be interested in tasting. Here is the website, winkfrozendesserts.com. Give you a little sneak peek. Now that I've tasted all the flavors, I think I've pretty much given you my thoughts on what the ice cream's made of, how it affects the flavors, what I thought of the flavors overall. Considering all the health issues they were taking into account, this is ice cream for someone who has a lot of allergies, people who want to feel guilt-free eating an entire pint of ice cream. I totally get all those things. I am blessed that I am lightly lactose intolerant. Really, the biggest thing that affects me is milk. Other than that, I am free to eat dairy-free ice cream that has nuts in it, that has cake or chocolate crumbs in it or chunks. I can eat Ben & Jerry's and Archer Farms. They are more calories, but if I had to choose, I would still choose those ice creams for me personally. I know that that is not an option for everyone, so I hope that tasting all of these flavors and describing to you what they tasted like to me and which ones I thought worked best versus others that did not work so well with the way that these are made. Even though Wink probably won't be something I reach for in the near future, if you're craving frozen desserts and they fit your health needs, I would recommend that you check them out and give them a try. That is it for this video. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that red button down below to subscribe and become a member of my YouTube family. Also, click that bell to turn on your notifications. I will see you in my next video. Bye!